it's Natalie Luck here, and I am ready to show you part 2 of the Milwordy tracker. And this is going to be interesting if you're still creating yours. Now, if you've already created your Excel spreadsheet for Milwordy, this is going to be really easy to add in, and I just want to show you what it will do. What it will do is down here at the bottom, you got Milwordy at a glance, where you can see where you're spending most of your time. So according to this, most of my time, air quotes, is spent under Project C. So you see how it's broken out, and then October looks like was nothing but Project D, and then you can see how your words are spread out between each project. I think it's kind of cool at a glance so you can see it, and if it's really hard to see, you can make it bigger, and you just have everything you need in one box. Other things that you will see in this tracker that have changed is I've included the breakdown that you need by month for your 500,000 goal and for your 750,000 goal. That way, if anybody is changing up their goal, they can easily copy and paste this over to column C for their monthly goal. And so they can break that up, whatever they need. Also, want to show you how the daily goal, based off 365, not daily goal by month, is different for each of these. So just something to work off of. So without further ado, let's go to my Milwordy tracker so that you can see how you can get to this final chart. Now we are in my personal spreadsheet that I'm going to fill in for Milwordy. And I want to get those beautiful pie graphs for analytics on my grand total page. But to put the information on the grand total page, I got to fill out some information on each monthly page. The first thing you're going to want to do is go to data validation under the data tab, and you're just going to copy your entire list of words of project titles and such. And then you're going to come down here and about like J or K, paste them. And then, and I've already done this, you're going to put these project titles that are separated by commas into the B column. And I titled the A column analytics, and B column, the top one, is projects. And you're going to put it at 36 for each one. I'm going to explain that in a second of why the entire table here is going to be 36. Now here's the first thing you're going to do. After you have all of them listed, we're going to do what's called the sum if function, meaning Excel will find the sum, add everything together, if the corresponding cell is equal to a word. And in this case, we want the word to be work. So the range is the range that we're going to measure. So we want this project title list here. That's our range. Now we're going to put comma, and we want that range if it equals this cell, B37. And when it equals whatever is in the project title equals B37, when it equals that, we want to summarize what's in this column, the words column, where we'll have our number. And summarize, I mean find the sum of 0. So now if we did this right, I'm going to select work here. I'm going to type in 54, and 54 appears right there. All right, so now I'm just controlling Z to back up. Now, we like things to move nicely, and I'm going to show you a few tricks here so that you don't have to type this function for every single one of these. So what we're going to do is we're going to fix the formula. So we do this by fixing the cells, by putting a $sign in front of the numbers, after the letter in front of the number, which means these numbers aren't going to shift up and down. The cell itself may shift, but those numbers won't. we're going to fix this column, B column, because as we shift down, we do want the number to change, but we don't want the column to change. And actually, for future, as we shift this counter over to count the other columns of words, we do want that column and number to stay fixed across the board. But right now, to carry this down, we're going to delete the number fixate symbol. So that way we can carry this formula all the way down. Then we can fixate it. Okay, so, and we don't need, we just need the numbers fixed. Oh, let me go back. We just need the numbers fixed for the D column. Now I'm going to press enter. So now I can do that green box, drag and drop. Ta-da! That's good. Now here's the downside. To carry this across the board, we do have to go in and make sure we fixate the number down for each one. So that means making sure B37, B38, B39, yeah, so on and so forth are done. And done. So now to make this spread across, I'm just going to highlight the entire C column here and drag it over to J. So now, see, it's adding up these areas. But here's the thing. These numbers are being pulled under the project's number. So anytime we see the words column, we know we can just go ahead and delete this part, because that's not how our formula will not work in that area. If we had all of our numbers in here, these would pop up as 0. So you see how it works there. Now here's why we're doing it on number 36 and so forth. We're going from A to I, 36 to 48 on my particular one. And that's because we want to copy and paste this into the same cells in the other tabs. So I'm just doing Control C. I'm going to October. I'm hitting on 36, Control V. And ta-da, it's already, look, when I click on it, the equation's already there. It's pulling from the right area and we're good to go. So now I actually got to highlight this and cut it again. So C. So now I'm not going to double check because I know it's going to be right, but I just got to make sure that A36 is where I'm pasting from the whole time. And honest. Oh, come on. I had a nice thing going there. A36. All right, so now they're all in there. It will count anywhere I go. Look, drop down project. And oh, let me type the numbers. And you saw the numbers pop up the moment I did that. All right. I'm just Control Z. So they're in there. Now is the fun part, figuratively speaking. Now we are doing our analytics, which, just so you can see it, we gotta write the project names out again here. But luckily we've already written them this way once before, so we'll be okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump over here. Oh, I'm gonna jump back to my Excel spreadsheet, not my template. This is where it gets confusing. So I'm at my Excel spreadsheet, and since I've already written this once, I just can Control C right there and paste this on the grand total slide, which will be under A. Now it's about to get kind of messy because what I have to do is now type out each month. Now now what we're going to do is just a sum function formula. And since I know this is tied to work, I'm just going to click control. I'm holding the control button down as I click each cell that I tied to work that I want added together. Press enter, and now that's good. Now what you could do is drag it down, but I'm gonna wait on that, and I'm gonna do this sum function for each area of work for each month, and then I'll drag the cells down. Alright, so now that I've filled in, and you have filled in the entire top row, this is what you want to do. You just want to double check and make sure you see C37 to I37 and all in between, and that the tab name, technically the month, is tied into the month that you're under. So September, October, 37 across the board, November, 37 across the board, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Sweet, didn't mess up this time. So here is where the easy part comes in. Since we're just adding across the board, we're gonna highlight everything and take that green square button, drag and drop. And now we have it all together. And here's the fun part. If you just want to check and see how it's going, type in your project anywhere in here. Throw in some words. Oh my god, I'm pressing all the buttons that I shouldn't. Okay, thank you. Whoops. Alright, type in your numbers. I'm gonna click another project over here. Church ESO. Let's go to April. Click a project. Alright, and now, see, these numbers got thrown in here. Oh, and we also need, because we didn't have this before, a total tab. So our total is going to be sum. I'm going to highlight everything all the way to the name, and that'll be the sum for that project in the spreadsheet. And then since I did it for one equation, I can just drag and drop and it's going to do it across the board. All right, back to this. Didn't I throw in an April number? Oh, I didn't press enter when I did April. That's why it's not showing up. So to summarize, I made a mistake and I put TSE instead of CSE. So because of that, it threw off my numbers here. And now here's what's kind of really cool, is that I just have to sit here and change the project titles. All right. Now that we filled out everything for the monthly tabs, we can conclude with our table for the section on the grand total. So what you're going to do is highlight your entire table, and then when this little icon comes up, the quick analytics, click on it. We're going to click on charts, and we are going to click on more charts. And what we are going to do is click the chart. Where's my chart? Oh, we're going to go to all charts. All right, we're going to go chart, then go to all charts, and we're going to click this 100% stacked column because we're dividing up where the time is spent. So we're going to click OK. And there it is. Now I'm going to bring it down here. And you know what? We can even make it a little bit bigger. And I'm going to title the chart. Once I click on it, title it Milwordy at a glance. I held down the shift key during that time, by the way. And you can see it by month. So now let's plug and chug some information just so you can see the instant feedback that this will give you. One, two, three. I'm doing just 3 numbers so that way the numbers are not too far off from each other. So go back to grand total and we see that instant feedback of gray, blue, and green. Now we can even break it up a little bit more where I will have, scroll down, free writing. Let's throw in some YouTube tabs. And see how that changes the grand total. So as you put your information in on your monthly tabs, this will give you your breakout. And you can easily see the color coding here of your different work that you have going on up here. Stay tuned for part 3 where I'm going to go through the template so you can see what you need to change in your projects in the template setup. So stay tuned on that. I will link it at the bottom of this video, so if you're watching this video, just double check the bottom to see that I already did it, just to make sure. Alright, well, that's it. Enjoy, and stay tuned for part 3.